So the last talking head, when I had your undivided attention, I actually was walking around outside the office and doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that, which was great, and showing you a little bit about where Krona now lives in Expo City Dubai, Centre for Sustainability and Innovation, Smart City, and what have you. And we're just sort of seeing how the relationship develops there with our landlord with regard to things like their urban lab. How can our measurement technology get plugged in? But the news of this week is very much, well, last week ADIPEC, world's largest energy conference. We weren't exhibiting, but we were there and we were soaking up the trends and the talking points. Big focus on AI in the energy sector from ADNOC and other players, of course, and then further discussions around the importance of sort of decarbonisation, what sort of steps being taken in the energy transition, what have you. This week, all eyes are on Baku, Azerbaijan. COP29 kicked off, I think, yesterday. Unfortunately, I won't be there. It's a terrible excuse. It's a bit like the equivalent of washing my hair or the dog ate my homework, but I'm moving apartment this weekend, and this weekend is the key days when the discussions will be all around energy transition, decarbonisation. So the days to be there, the thematic days for Krona to really be there, would be this weekend. And that's when the IRENA-powered Alliance for Industry Decarbonisation, that we're a member of, that's when they would be active as well. And we were invited to present and be present there, but unfortunately that's not the case. What I have done, the Measure the Facts newsletter on LinkedIn, which is a mix of Krona news, of what's happening in the Middle East in terms of industry, sustainability, decarbonisation, technology, and other areas that I think are of interest to my readers and my audience. Thank you for, I think now we've hit over 3,000 on there. So thanks for that. Please keep sharing the stories and spreading the word if you find it interesting. If you don't find what I write interesting, also comment below or message me directly as to what you'd like to hear more of. Assuming you do want to hear more, let's assume that you do want to hear more. But I did put a post up just this morning about kind of straddling between ADIPEC, COP29, what's coming next, because only a couple of months away is the Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week here in the UAE and the World Future Energy Summit as well. They're very much hot on the agenda. But I also wanted to say, while Krona wasn't physically present and will not be present in either of these events, we do still have a lot to offer. We're still very much active in the decarbonisation, in the energy transition sector, and there's a lot of planning going into my calendar right now for 2025 and what the future holds and how we'll be engaging with our partners and customers going forwards. We should be a lot more active. This year was a bit of a transitional year as we moved from JAFSA to Expo City. Budgets were a bit different to what I would have hoped for, so it's kind of limited the engagement types that we've been doing. A lot more organic has been happening. Next year there should be a lot more paid for and a bit more kind of upping the impact, I think, in that respect as well. But the key kind of themes that the article in the newsletter today touches upon, and I think still very relevant for us, we're a measurement technology company, whether it's flow, temperature, pressure. We're very much about these data points and feeding these very precise data points into digital platforms. So you can, AI-powered machine learning, you can really hone down and get these insights and then drive much more efficient, sustainable business decisions across any industry, really. Obviously here we're very much involved in oil and gas, water, wastewater, bit of chemical, a bit of nuclear, but we are globally involved in automotive, food and beverage, mining and metals, any industry that needs any kind of measurement, automation, process control, you should find Krona technology somewhere in there doing the job and doing it well and for the long term as well, because the quality of our products are pretty much second to none. But in the article, and I'm just glancing over at it now because I can't memorize the whole thing, we touched upon these key themes. So the future of decarbonisation across industry, very important still today. How much Krona is moving increasingly into this digital solutions and consultancy. We want to be your partner. You come to us and say, you have a measurement problem, we will solve the problem for you. I don't want to sell you a flow meter. I want to sell you an answer to your problem. And obviously that comes with the full consultancy package and solutions, and then service afterwards as well, so that the product that or the solution that you take from Krona isn't just a quick fix. It's really a long-term solution, really making sure that you have so much less downtime and more efficiency in your setup. So yeah, energy efficiency, very important. We're doing a lot more, and we're involved in the standards and the testing in the hydrogen space, and also in the carbon capture and storage as well. We are a bit like we have been for decades in the oil and gas industry. We're a bit like the how would you say this? We're a bit like the accounts book, the log book for what comes in and what goes out. A very precise measurement. So whether it's custody transfer of oil and gas, it's also the same for hydrogen. Slightly different setup, of course, because it's a much more complex process, but we're very much there. And we're also into emissions monitoring, especially in the shipping space, but looking to expand that into other industries as well, because what we have is an EU regulation approved solution. It's not approved, but we created it to help achieve certain EU legislations for our shipping and logistics partners. So that's kind of where we're at. And we actually won an award last year for EcoMate for the sustainable innovation that went into that measurement solution there as well. So just keep that in mind. If you're involved in the increasingly complex global shipping industry, it might be worth coming to talk to us to look at how your emissions are being monitored and fuel efficiency in general, because we can really help with that. But do take a look at the article, because it's just literally, looking at how we're really open for collaboration. Now, like I said, we're talking to Expo City about how we can try and plug into their smart city environment to look at their infrastructure, whether it's probably mostly around the water focus, I think, but anywhere that our data points can really help them find these increasingly rich insights. There's a fly in my office. That's kind of where we're at, and we're looking at sort of obviously the IoT setup. These smart factories, smart process setups that we really increasingly plug into. Digital twinning is another area that we're very big on at the moment as well. So while I would say we're not physically on the ground at COP29, we weren't physically on the ground, although our team did go down and network a lot during ADIPEC. We are here. You need to find us. We can definitely help you with an increasingly measured and sustainable future. Thank you so much. See you again soon, hopefully in the next couple of days for the next video missive. And do let me know any future topics you'd like covering, whether in the newsletter or on these FaceTime talking heads. Thanks, guys.